When it comes to cooking meals, drying clothes, heating water, and my home, nothing beats natural gas from CenterPoint Energy. It's my most affordable energy option. It costs less to use than electricity, propane, and heating oil. So if you already have natural gas, keep it. If you're replacing an appliance, choose it. Natural gas, your best choice. Safe and affordable, rest assured.
For more on the benefits of a natural gas home, visit centerpointenergy.com/natural gas benefits. CenterPoint Energy, always there.
All right, Ben.
Yeah, TJ, after a frustrating offensive weekend, to have a night like tonight and to do it with walks and timely hitting, was it a good reminder what this offense could be for you guys?
Yes, sir. It was definitely a confidence booster, and I think we'll let it carry on into the next game, and we'll just keep having good at-bats. So I think it was good for us as a team.
How are you feeling right now at the plate?
I'm feeling good, seeing it well. So just keep the same approach, hunt fastballs early, and we'll keep getting good pitches to hit. So,
Nick.
TJ, what has Mike told you about what he expects from you in this shorter period while Peyton's hurt? Has he told you any goals or expectations for you in this kind of new role for you?
he hasn't really told me anything specific, but I mean, it's there. I know I'm filling in some big little shoes. So, so I know it's an expectation there that he trusts me to go out there and play my hardest. So, yeah, I just go out there and play my game.
For you, are you treating this like an audition? Do you think that you can find a way to find more playing time out of this?
I'm just playing hard. It's just playing baseball for me. I don't really look at it as a certain audition or anything like that. So I'm just playing my game.
John.
What were you guys, I mean, obviously last weekend didn't go the way that you wanted. So what was, I guess, the team's mindset coming in here? What were you guys specifically trying to kind of work on for this game and for tomorrow? And what were kind of the midweek goals after the UCF series?
Well, I think baseball is a game of failure. So we just leave it in the past, going about the next game, and what's done in the past, we just leave it there. So even after tonight, when we wake up tomorrow, it's a new day, new game. So we don't really think about what happened. So we just play our game, come out there and play hard every day. So that's it.
Any more questions for TJ? All right, TJ, you're good. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll have Jackson Kimbrell up next.
Yeah, Jackson, it's been a dominant start for you for the season, man. I mean, what's been working for you? How you feeling up there? And just in general, what's your confidence level right now?
Feeling really good right now. Just trying to fill up the zone as much as possible. All three of my pitches I feel like are working for me, and Coach keeps making the right pitch calls. So just following his lead and doing what I need to do.
Is there anything in particular you worked on to get to this point?
Definitely my slider. Last year we were kind of going back and forth between a curveball and a slider, banging the curveball, and then I know last year I kind of got my slider working, but over the summer, Lafferty and I have really spent time working on it. And I think I've got it where I want it now. So,
Nick?
Coming into this year, it seemed like you'd maybe be in the position to be the midweek starter, and now you're kind of doing some of the bullpen stuff too. Do you have a preference, or is it kind of all pitching to you?
It's all pitching to me. I'm not going to be selfish and want to be the midweek starter or want to be out of the pen. Wherever I get my innings is where I get my innings. I'm going to be happy with it and go out there and do my best and give it all every single time I go out there. So
mentally, is there a difference to coming out of the bullpen from pitching as a starter?
As a starter, you definitely have more time to prepare. You know what day you're pitching and you can prepare for that every single day. And out of the bullpen, you don't know what days you're coming in. But when you're out on the mound, it's still the same mentality. You're still going out there to compete, go get outs, and help your team to win the ball game. So,
John? John, if you have a question, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, they already what I was going to ask is already covered. Sorry.
Sounds good. Any more questions for Jackson? All right, Jackson, you're all good. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Questions for Coach Bianco? Chase.
Yeah, Mike, I know it was walks there in the first inning, but a lot of full counts. I guess they were all full counts. And after getting down in the top half, you had to be pretty happy with the discipline there to take those free passes.
No, I really was, and obviously, when you look at the box, that's the thing that sticks out, all the walks. But one of the things that we talked about after looking back at the film and is last Saturday, when we struggled to score so much, so often against Central Florida, we had 18 3-2 counts, and in those counts, 10 times they threw a ball. And 8 of the 10 we swung. And so just, we lost too many of those 3-2 battles where, you'd hope at worst you'd be 50-50. If you're a good offense, you're going to win, win a lot more than you lose. And, so yesterday that was kind of the focus is, can we, grind out some at bats. And when we get to those, 50-50 3-2 counts, we need to win them. Ironically, we lose the first one of the game. Jacob chases a pitch out of the zone, but we won the next 4 in that inning, and we really probably maybe without a hit, we end up scoring a run, and and I think that kind of set the tone. It was an ugly game early, I think by both teams. We gave them some runs and they gave us some runs, but fortunately for us, we locked back in and we're able to get it back on the mound and defensively.
Nick?
Mike, it seems like a couple of good offensive games for TJ now that he's been filling in. Just what have you seen from him with the bat that's kind of impressed you so far?
Well, I thought that was a great at bat, early in the game against their left-hander that came in, and I think he had two outs and he had 2 strikes on him. He got a big base hit through the 4-hole, on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and I'll tell you, he's not scared up there. He's not scared to swing. He goes for it, and he just looks more and more comfortable, each game.
Ben?
Mike, Jackson Kimbrell's just started out so dominant so far this season. What have you really seen from him and what he's been able to do so far?
Well, really, I think the huge thing that he's got going, or I hate to say the difference because he pitched well for us last year, but really the difference in his success, I think, maybe a better way of saying it is his breaking ball. The slider has just been super dominant, and tonight he really kind of leaned on that. He was able to mix the fastball and some changeups, but mostly I think the sliders what was so effective tonight, and really every time he's been out.
Chase?
Yeah, Mike, just kind of curious, what are your thoughts on the, I guess the executive orders today? Look like you guys will be able to put a few more people in the stadium here moving forward soon.
Well, obviously, we support the governor, and I guess, obviously, the numbers are starting to turn, and that's why you make decisions like that. But, to be honest with you, when that happened, we were already, here, and, I heard it through the grapevine, but excited. I know Keith, had a statement today, and I'm going to, rely on those guys. I know they're in conversations now on, how to handle the tickets and all that. And, they're in conversations with the Southeastern Conference and other organizations on, what is the best way to do all this and what is the safest way. And I know, they'll give a lot of thought, and our fans have to be patient. But I know there's no doubt, within the next hours and days, there'll be information out there on, how we're going to handle that.
John?
How would you kind of assess what you've seen from Drew and in terms of where he is, like a couple games into the season, or are you kind of pleased with his progress?
I am. I thought today was a tough day. It was a really tough day to pitch, and not just because of the weather. Obviously an hour rain delay. It's chilly. It's damp. And unfortunately for Drew, we don't catch the ball in the first inning, and we kind of open the door. They're able to score a few runs. We fall behind, and then one of the things, it's kind of the tough, kind of damned if you do, damned if you won't, if you will, the scoring of runs. and your offense, scoring every single inning, and you're sitting, in this chilly, damp weather, and then you got to go run back out there and get 5 warm-ups, and you're expected to perform. So it's today I thought was a tough, not making excuses. We want to score runs. We have to be tough enough to handle that. But it's probably sometimes, a little difficult for the pitchers, because I think if I'm going to look at the box here, we scored the first 6 innings. And so, and some of those innings were long, obviously, with walks and pitching changes. And so both, I thought Drew and Jackson handled that really well. But no, I'm happy with what Drew has done. I think he's been spectacular.
Nick?
Mike, what can an outing like this do for Greer and his confidence?
It's really, proud of him and really happy for him. A guy that's been in the program for 5 years now and meant a lot to us, and has had a lot of big games and a lot of big innings for us out there. And, none stick in my head more or bigger than, him closing out the game for us to win the SEC championship, and, for him to be back out there now. And last year he kind of battled back a lot of, through a lot of, issues, and it just didn't work. The few innings that he pitched, he really struggled in, but tonight, against, I think, a pretty good offense, in Memphis. And I know it was at the end of the game where we certainly had a big lead, but he did his job. It's hard to ask for much more than what he gave us tonight, and that was really neat to see.
Ben?
Yeah, Mike, who you throwing tomorrow?
Tyler Myers.
Any more questions for Coach?
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Coach.